What's up YouTubers, welcome to a new vlog, welcome to my makeshift studio slash living room. And today we're going to talk a little bit about my 3 favourite locations to shoot in Bude and give you a little insight into Bude itself. So let's head over to the laptop and I'll show you on a map exactly where we are and the beaches that Bude has. So let me just zoom out a little bit. Obviously Bude is here, it's in Cornwall, we're just in the border. I think we're only about 8 miles inside of the Cornish border. I'll just zoom back in again. Now I live, without giving my address away, I live around here, so I'm easily 10 minutes at the most to Summerleys Beach and Crooklet's Beach, and here is, when the tide's out, we call this Middle Beach. So although Bude has 2 beaches, it's made up of 3 really, with the tide out. So my 3 main locations that I like to shoot are Bude Sea Pool, which we'll talk about in a minute. Not Crooklet's Beach. Bude Sea Pool is number 1, the breakwater is number 2, and the Bude Canal. Now Bude Canal, there's a river that runs through the town centre of Bude, and we also have the Bude Canal, which I suppose back in the day used to connect all of Bude to the rest of Cornwall. And along here there's bars, restaurants, pubs, the famous Falcon Hotel, which is here, which has amazing food, very friendly. Been to lots of different events there, so if you are in Bude, maybe not just for photography, but just in Bude on holiday, then Falcon Hotel is probably the place I would send you first. But there's a little pub called the Brendan Arms next to that as well, also a nice pub. But yeah, anyway, my third favourite location is Bude Canal. I did a vlog, I'm going to do a vlog there, well, I have done a vlog there, sorry, you're going to see the vlog in the future, because I've already filmed it with the S1R, where I took some nice shots of the canal. You will see a little bit of footage from that in this video. Yeah, that's my three main locations: Bude Sea Pool, the canal, and the breakwater. Just zooming back out again, just north we have Northcote Mouth, which is a nice beach. Then you've got Sandy Mouth, and then you've got Duckpool, which I've also shot there a few times before, and I've also got a vlog coming from Duckpool with the S1R. And a few weeks ago I did a vlog where we took south of Bude. Now you're talking 5 or 6 miles outside of Bude to the south is Crackington Haven. So within 5 to 10 miles, obviously I forgot Widmouth Bay as well, which I've also clocked there from there before. Within 5 to 10 miles of Bude, you've got some amazing Cornish beaches, some real rugged, rough beaches. The storms are good and the summers are good, so you get an absolute best of both worlds. And obviously the sun sets on the horizon all year round, so you get some incredible sunsets. So Bude offers so much to the photographer, and the town offers a huge amount to not just the photographer, but to the average holiday maker or young families with kids, because of the sea pool, which obviously makes Bude very busy and busier year on year out. And I'm very lucky to call this place home. So let's talk about the sea pool. Here's the sea pool. It's just centred in between Crooklet's and Summerleys Beach, and obviously you've got this wall around the outside of the pool holding back the tide until it gets high enough that it goes over, and it washes it twice in 24 hours. Obviously in out, all within 24 hours. And I normally shoot from over here down on these steps, shooting back this way towards Barrel Rock, which is down here on the end of the breakwater, because I like to use the steps of the sea pool as a focus, as a main foreground to my shot, and it's nice to get Barrel Rock in the background because it's a very distinguishable shot. You know it's Bude, and you know, fingers crossed, I set lots of prints because it is so distinguishable as Bude. And the sea pool is one of my favourite, if not my most favourite, out of the 3 locations, because it offers also all sorts of other shots, like minimal shots I took there from there before, where you can isolate just one set of steps and the edge of the sea pool. You can go wide, like I've already said, and it's just something different that not every person has access to, every photographer has access to. Normally, if you want to see something like that, which is a slightly extraordinary, you have to drive to it, and I'm lucky enough to have that on my doorstep. So yeah, Bude Sea Pool is a massive asset to Bude. Brings in lots of families because it's sloped from one side, it's sloped from this corner here, and obviously gets deeper as it goes around, so kids can play here, you know, and you can do your lengths there. Mum and dad can do their lengths, the kids can splash and splash mum and dad as they swim past. It's brilliant, and when the sun goes down it makes a fantastic subject for an image. So yeah, Bude Sea Pool. There's lots of railings as well, and I do have a bit of railing fetish, so what's not to love? So my second location is Bude Canal. I absolutely love shooting the canal, although I haven't actually taken lots of images. I quite often walk down there with a little M50 and just take a few snaps, or we're taking Willow out for a walk. It's very well walked in, it's obviously very busy, and when you're walking down the canal, it's almost like you're not even in a seaside town. You could be completely somewhere completely different. So, you know, it's nice to have the sea, but it's also nice to have the option to go inland slightly and work with the canal. So let's jump back into the computer again. Here's the lock gates. This is one of the main stretches of the canal where there's some restaurants and bars, like I've already mentioned, the Falcon Hotel, and there's a little place there called the Barge, which is nice for breakfast, and also winter and spring times they bring all the boats in from the bay here, which is also quite cool to go and look down and see boats coming in and out, being lifted in and out of there from the canal lock gates. Is pretty cool. But I normally come down here to this stretch because there's lots of old buildings along here. This is where my video was shot, which you'll see in the future with the S1R. This is an big old willow tree there that I've wanted to shoot for a long time. And you can walk down the canal right through past Rod's. There's a little place down here called Rod's Bridge. Where we're looking, Rod's Bridge is over here somewhere. And then you can go all the way to A39 to the Weir, which is another little, like a bistro. It says bistro, but it's a posh cafe with a fancy club and apartments, which are very nice. Very expensive, but very nice. So if you're ever interested in coming to Bude for something slightly more upmarket, there's a nice spa and gym up there, or you can just go to the pub, put the kids in the play park and just sit and have a gin. What could be a lot worse than that. But yeah, that's my second location. I love walking the canal at the very least, but I definitely like taking pictures. Lots of wildlife, there's lots of birds. I was going to say crane, not the crane. The heron is quite often set up in the willow tree that I talked about, and when you watch my future vlog you'll know what I mean. The heron sits up on top of the willow tree, and I scared it changing lenses, so I didn't actually get an image of it, which was a bit of a bummer. But you know, I can always go back there next week. Why is it when you make old fashions you always put more whiskey in it when you're at home? Anyway, third location. There is lots more locations, but these are my favourite 3. And the third one is the breakwater. So let's jump back in again. The breakwater is situated just to the south of the sea pool. The sea pool's here, the breakwater's here. And the breakwater starts here. It's hard to see on the computer, on the Google Maps, but it runs this length here to the end of the breakwater. And then over here you've got Barrel Rock, and it's obviously it's a rock with a pole at the end of a barrel which signals the start of the harbour and stops ships crashing into the end of the harbour. And it's all cobbled, like massive great big stones. Makes fantastic foreground interest, and then obviously you have that leading line to Barrel Rock at the end. And again, it's a classic shot of Bude. You see this shot and you know exactly where it is, what you should do if you've been to Bude. It's a shot that works with a high tide. You do need a high tide, I would say, because you want that water coming over the breakwater. And if you time your shutter speed right, it just looks like milk going over, and you can get a little bit of texture, and you can see the rocks coming through. It looks incredible. So if you don't get a sky, like a sunset sky, you can go black and white long exposure and go really minimal, and you can also go really moody with a black and white if you get a real stormy day with some water splashing up. And then thirdly, if you do get a nice sky, then bingo, you've got the whole lot. A nice sky, colour in the sky, and the water coming over that breakwater just looks absolutely insane. I did get a couple of shots in them sort of conditions. So yeah, that's my 3 locations. Like I said earlier, Bude has lots of other locations, like Crackington, slightly down to the south. You've got Compass Point up here, which is another good shot. I haven't made the most Compass Point, but as you can see from here, Bude is a reasonably big enough of a town that it offers lots of things, you know, like home comforts that you would want if you were on holiday. You know, you've got your supermarkets, you've got your swimming pool, but at the same time it has got that classic rugged Cornish holiday about it. You've got these sort of untouched rocky outcrops for rock pooling. You've got these locations if you're a photographer, like we've already been through. You've got the canal if you want to get away from that one day when you're away. It's riddled with campsites. You've got one here, you've got Crooklet's campsite here. You've got some down at Widmouth. The list goes on. So if you were ever interested in looking for a location to go on holiday where you can, it's just action-packed, proper Cornish holiday, then look no further than Bude. It's an amazing place. We've lived here now for 5-6 years. My parents have lived here for probably 10 now, and my aunties and uncles live in Port Isaac, hence the reason why me and Kirsty have I dragged her down. We don't get rolling hills like we do when I go back up to Pewsey in Wiltshire, where I'm from originally. Swindon originally. We don't tell people that. Yeah, I do miss the rolling hills and the mist in the valleys. It's nice to have best of both worlds, really. Right, so now you know as much as I know about Bude and the best locations to shoot. I really would like it if you would go and visit Photoninja Photography, go to my workshop page, and if you are interested in having a workshop with me, one-to-one, whether it is a full-on workshop, half a day for 4 hours or 8 hours, entirely up to you. Just fill the page out, little contact page, just hit me a message and we'll get something sorted. Because I'm going to start running one-to-one workshops from Bude because it's my home. I know the locations like the back of my hand, and I feel like I can help you get the best out of Bude as a spot. So if you are interested, or even if you're just interested for a photo walk, and we go around some locations, you know, it's very informal for all levels of photography. You know, even if you don't know how to turn your camera on, don't feel intimidated. I'm not going to bite. I'm very laid back, very chilled. We can go and take some pictures, have a little walk. Go and have a pint, a bit of lunch, whatever you want to do. So go to photoninjaphotography.com. There's a page on the website, and we'll go from there. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I really hope you enjoyed the little bits of B-roll, the video overlays, and my images. And like I said, if you are interested in workshops, then just message me at photoninjaphotography.com. Links will be in the description. And before I do go, I just want to say I've gone over 3,000 subs. Thank you so much. I just can't believe how far we've come. It's just an amazing roller coaster ride. YouTube, making videos, and my landscape photography is just, you know, I'm getting so busy now with workshops with Chris Sale. Hopefully with these one-to-ones, you know, it's it's just amazing, really. Working with Lumix, having the S1R has just been incredible. So and Zeppon, the sliders, working with brands. I'm going to try not to do too many brands. I'm all about photography, and since now that I've got to 3,000, I'm starting to get a little bit busier. I'm not going to be doing lots of brands. I'll only do things that I wanted to do. I want to promote. Sorry, I didn't forget case. I mentioned that. I love case filters. I just wanted to say thank you to all my subscribers, everyone who comments. Thank you so much to you. I wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for you. I know everyone says that, it's very cliche, but it is a fact. The more comments, the more views, the more things I get from YouTube, like workshops and the product opportunities, then the more it spurs me on. So thank you to you, and thank you for your support. Right, I've been rambling. I've got my whiskey to finish. It's a school night, so I have to do some editing and go to bed. Like, share, and subscribe. Ciao. See you later.
Thank you.